There comes a point where we have to bite the bullet eventually and come to terms with selling a vehicle. And that can be especially hard if it's one that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into. And let's be honest, we can never keep anything stock. So odds are, if you're looking to sell a vehicle of yours, it probably has some aftermarket goodies done to it, which unfortunately isn't always the greatest thing when it comes down to selling a vehicle. And if you're someone who is just about to list their modified car for sale, or if you're someone who's already gone through the absolute struggle, welcome. I'm Giles from Fitment Industries, and we are here today on this episode of the Build Sheet to go over some of the true struggles of selling a modified car and some of the solutions you can do to help just make the whole process a little bit easier. Now, before we go ahead and get right into it, don't forget to subscribe. And if you haven't checked out the giveaway we got going on right now, fitmentindustries.com, airlift performance, it's a great time. Go check it out. And if you haven't checked out our FI Garage channel yet, Fitment Industries Garage, check the link in the description below. We're doing a bunch of cool stuff over there as well. Other than that, you know the drill. Wheel, tire, suspension, fitmentindustries.com. Let's go ahead and get right into it. The first struggle you are going to hit is coming to terms with just letting go. You know, you've been through a lot together, and sometimes that can be just one of the hardest things to do. But you know what? There are bigger and better things on the horizon. And odds are, if you're looking to sell your car, you already have something pretty much lined up and probably a whole parts list ready to go. And getting rid of the one that you have is the only thing that is stopping you. Probably because you don't have any other place to put another car because your garage is filled up and your landlord doesn't like you taking up your reserve spot, you know, with a broken box. But you just tell him that it runs, and you just hope that he never notices, you know, that it hasn't moved, what, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years. But it is something that does hold us back a little bit. And no, it's not really a bad thing. It's what people like us do. We hoard things. Why do I still have a stock exhaust sitting behind my wall? I don't know, not sure. But I may need it someday. You never know. Making that first step is usually one of the harder things to do. But once you get past that, don't worry, because it ain't over yet. Because the next thing that you're going to get hit with and have to worry about is how much are you actually going to ask for your car? I mean, what is it worth? Obviously, you put quite a bit into it with aftermarket parts you had to save up for, parts you had to wait to come off a back order, and just hope that you checked the site at the right time, you know, to get your hands on it. And while it was in stock, maybe you had to get something custom made, maybe you had to pay someone to install it, which was another hidden cost. Either way, a lot of that stuff just starts to add up, as we know, and that is usually a number that you never want to do the math on. However, the unfortunate, sad truth is you don't get out what you put in. For most things, you can stick $5,000 into a car in aftermarket parts, but unfortunately, that doesn't mean the value of the car goes up $5,000. And obviously, you don't really want to just give the parts away to the next person. So you are met with a crossroad, and you have a couple of different choices here. You can either A, just part ways and cut your losses. B, try to mark up the price to account for all the aftermarket parts and watch yourself get absolutely roasted in the comments section of your post. Or C, part it out. Now, typically a lot of people do tend to go with option C and part out what they can. Typically anything that is not a permanent modification that can be easily taken out, replaced with an OEM part if they still have it on hand, and sell the aftermarket part used and taking only a little bit of a cut on something that would have normally seen no return on investment. And I think I just answered my own question of why I still have my exhaust. And I think the header is sitting in a box somewhere in the spare bedroom. The OEM struts are over there in that box. Trunk is in the spare bedroom as well. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to hang on your old stuff if you have the room for it. And even better, a plan for it down the road, because in situations like selling a modified car, you can get quite a bit back of your investment by offering more of a blank canvas for the next person who picks up the car, because they're gonna have their own thing that they wanna do with it as well, leaving them free to do whatever they want. However, this is typically a time-consuming process and kind of like another frustrating process, or it can be. I mean, you have to uninstall everything that you already did, swap it back over to your OEM stuff, and I doubt that you're gonna have all like the original hardware that came off of it. And maybe you weren't so nice to your OEM stuff when you were taking it out, because maybe it was like a little rusted on there, so you had to like take like a torch to it or a saw or something like that. And you're like, I'm not gonna need this anymore, but then here you are needing it. But also, now you're selling more than one item. You're selling multiple things. And I'm sure you know just as well as I do that the internet isn't always the funnest place to go and try to sell something, especially car parts. People just try to get it for as cheap as they can. And more than likely, likely as well, you aren't going to be able to part out everything that you have done. That wing that you drilled into your trunk, gonna leave some holes. You might as well just leave it. That wide body FRS isn't going back to the stock body without extensive bodywork. And I doubt that you're going to want to re-swap that engine. That's the game that we play when we modify our cars. Our advice, try and part out as much as possible and revert the car back to stock as much as possible. This opens it up to more potential buyers, as not everyone is looking for modified cars. However, if you need to keep some things on, usually things such as wheels and suspension don't, deter people too much, as like it's nothing too crazy. As long as it's not like a super expensive wheel or something that's crazy low. But the choice truly is up to you and what you are looking to get out of your car as far as the cash on your end. And it really comes down to how much you want to fight and argue your price tag. It is possible that you'll come across someone who is willing to pay for all the modifications. They see the value in what you've done. They just want something modified because they don't want to, have to worry about it. They just want something cool right away. However, it's more rare than anything. And if you're looking to sell a car that is heavily modified, be prepared to hang on to it for quite some time, but just hang in. Maybe you'll get someone, or maybe you'll just end up parting it out. I don't know. And probably deal with some pretty frustrating questions. Our other suggestion would be to try part out what you can. Be patient. If you want to sell it as is, be prepared to take a little bit of a hit on what you put into it. And if by the end of it, it doesn't sell, you can at least say you tried. But go ahead and let us know some of your horror stories on trying to sell a car, or specifically a modified car, down in the comment section below. And let us know what tactics you used to help. Don't forget, wheels, tires, suspension, fitmentindustries.com. We have it all. I'm Giles from Fitment Industries. We'll see you later. Peace.